Hello, this is the final session of Unit 1 of Curriculum Studies in Chemistry, ESC 216. In this session 6 of Unit 1, we continue our discussion on the features of the SHS Chemistry syllabus. I am your course facilitator, Nihad Goni. Let's start. By the end of this session, you should be able to 1. State the 5 columns of the chemistry syllabus. 2. State the 3 profile dimensions that have been specified for teaching, learning, and testing in chemistry and their percentage weight. 3. Take at least 4 action verbs of each of the following profile dimensions: knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, and innovation. 4. State at least 4 skills required for effective practical and experimental work in chemistry. 5. State the attitudes on the part of students that the learning of chemistry should aim at. And finally, 6. State the mark range of the following grades: A1, B2, B3, C4, C5, and C6. We are continuing the features of the teaching syllabus for chemistry for senior high school. Let's look at the sections and units. The syllabus has been planned on the basis of sections and units. Each year's work is divided into sections. We define a section as a fairly homogeneous body of knowledge within the subject. Under each section are units, where the unit is a more related and homogeneous body of knowledge and skills. When we look at the syllabus, how the subjects are being constructed is through tables. Now the tables are in 5 columns. So the syllabus is structured in 5 columns, and each column has a title. The first column talks about the unit. The second, specific objectives. Unit 3, content. Unit 4, teaching and learning activities. And Unit 5, evaluation. So column 1, unit, consists of the unit topics of the section. The teacher is expected to follow the topics in a linear order as it is presented. But if the teacher thinks that changing the order will help for effective teaching, he is free to do so. Column 2 is about the specific objectives of the topic in the column 1. The specific objectives begins with numbers such as 1.3.5 or 2.2.1. Those numbers are referred to as the syllabus reference numbers. Each number stands for something. The first digit in the syllabus reference number refers to the section. The second digit refers to the unit, while the third digit refers to the rank order of the specific objective. Okay, now column 3 is about the content. So in there, it gives you more information about the selected body of the topic that has been chosen. So the teacher will need to know which content or information is needed under the specific topic to be taught or to be transmitted to the student or to be exposed to the student. Okay. Then we go to Unit 4. It's about teaching and learning activities. The syllabus gives you or suggests some teaching and learning approaches and methods that could be appropriate to help in teaching that specific topic for the unit or for that section. For column 5, it's about evaluation, where there are suggestions on exercises for evaluating the lesson of each unit. Let's move to profile dimension. A dimension is a psychological unit for describing a particular learning behavior. More than one dimension constitutes a profile dimension. So for example, a specific objective such as the student will be able to describe to contains an action verb. What is the action verb there? Describe, right? Yeah. So that word describe indicates what the students will be able to do after teaching and learning has taken place. So being able to describe that something after the instruction has been completed means that the student has acquired knowledge. And so the action verbs that are students will learn, or the change in behavior at the end of the lesson, is what we mean by profile dimension. So as a teacher, you are entreated to read each objective carefully to know the profile dimension toward which you have to teach. And then you are admonished that the syllabus is not your lesson plan, but it's a way to help you to prepare your lesson. Now let's move to the profile dimension in chemistry. In chemistry, there are three profile dimensions that have been specified for teaching, learning, and testing. And they are under knowledge and understanding, application of knowledge, and then practical and experimental skills. The percentage weight for knowledge and understanding is 30%. For that of application of knowledge, it's 40%. And then the practical and experimental skills also take 30%. And these weights should be reflected in your teaching, in your learning, and your assessment. And so, as a teacher, you will know using the percentage weight to show where you should lay more emphasis on when you are teaching. This focus the syllabus is on is to get your students not only to acquire knowledge, but also be able to understand what they have learned and apply them practically. If you combine all these dimensions, it will ensure that chemistry is taught not only at a factual knowledge level, but that students will also acquire the ability to apply scientific knowledge to issues and problems. And they will also acquire the capacity for practical and experimental skills that are needed for scientific problem solving. Okay, so the explanation of the dimensions and the key action verbs associated with each profile dimension are as it is on our screen. For the knowledge, the ability to recognize, remember, retrieve, locate, find, do bullet pointing, highlight, bookmark, among others, are for the knowledge. For the understanding, the ability to interpret, explain, infer, exemplify, do advanced searches, categorize, comment, they are all under. Or we move to the application of knowledge, which is the ability to use knowledge or apply knowledge. For application, we can use verbs like apply rules, methods, principles, theories to concrete situations that are new and unfamiliar. It also involves the ability to produce, solve, operate, demonstrate, discover, implement, carry out, execute, run, among others. They are all in the syllabus. Critical analysis is the ability to break down a piece of material into its components, and some of the verbs we can use here is distinguish, separate, identify significant points, recognize unstated assumptions, match, link, validate. And look at innovation or creativity, which is the ability to put parts together to form a new whole. We can use verbs like synthesize, combine, compile, compose, devise, construct, plan, produce, among others. And then for the evaluation, which is the ability to appraise, compare features of different things and make comments or judgments, we can use verbs like construct, seek, justify, hypothesize, experiment, test, detect, monitor, review, among others. So these are the profile dimensions and the verbs we can use in their regard. Now let's look at the practical and experimental skills needed. For the practical skills, it involves the demonstration of manipulative skills using tools, machines, and equipment for practical problem solving. The teaching of practical skills should involve projects, case studies, and field studies where students will be intensively involved in the practical work and in the search for practical solutions to problems and tasks. And then for experimental skills, which involve the demonstration of the inquiry processes in science and refers to skills in planning and designing experiments, observation, manipulating, classification, drawing and measurement, among others. And so the skills that is needed for practical equipment handling, planning and designing of experiments, observation, manipulation, classification, drawing, measuring, interpretation, recording, reporting, and conduct in lab field. And so the syllabus further went on to explain what each skill entails. Now let's look at the form of assessment. As we earlier saw, the percentage weight of the three profiles dimensions, it is further divided into the six. As we said, that knowledge and understanding takes 30%, application of knowledge takes 40%, and the practical and experimental skills also take 30%. Let us now look at the attitudes that the learning of chemistry should aim at. 1. Curiosity, which is the inclination of feeling towards seeking information about how things work in a variety of fields. Perseverance, the ability to continually pursue an investigation until results are achieved. 3. Flexibility in ideas, that is the tolerance and willingness to change opinion in the face of more plausible evidence. 4. Respect for evidence, the willingness to collect and use data in one's investigation, and also have respect for data collected by others, and respect for the scientific conclusions others have arrived at. And 5. Reflection, that is the habit of critically reviewing ways in which an investigation has been carried out to see possible faults and other ways in which the investigation could be improved upon. And so, for a student to learn chemistry, we are expecting that he will develop all these attitudes to be curious, have perseverance, flexible in ideas, and respect for evidence, not leaving out. Now let's quickly look at the grading system for chemistry according to the syllabus. It is recommended that schools adopt the WASI grade structure for assigning grades on students' tests. And so for grade A1 is between 80 to 100%, which is excellent. Grade B2, 70 to 79, very good. Grade B3, 60 to 69, good. Grade C4, 65 to 69 is a credit. Grade C5, 60 to 54 is a credit. Grade C6, 45 to 49 is also a credit. Grade D7 is 40 to 44 is a pass. Grade D8, 35 to 39 is a pass. And grade F9, 34% and below is a fail. So in assigning grades to students' test reports, we are encouraged to apply those grades and the boundaries which indicates the meaning of each grade and the descriptor. Thank you. Some few questions for us to try on this session. State the 5 columns of the chemistry syllabus. 2. State the 3 profile dimensions that have been specified for teaching, learning and testing in chemistry and their percentage weight. 3. State at least 4 action verbs of each of the following profile dimensions. I, knowledge. I, understanding. I, application. V, analysis. V, innovation. And VI, evaluation. Number 4. State at least 4 skills required by students for effective practical and experimental work in chemistry. 5. State 3 attitudes on the part of students that the learning of chemistry should aim at. And 6. State the mark range of the following grades: A1, B3, B2, C4, C5, and C6. We have come to the end of this session. In this session, we continue looking at some key features of the chemistry syllabus. We started with the columns and found out there were 5 columns with its name. Then we looked at profile dimension and its percentage weight. That will help in teaching, learning, and assessment. And then the action words associated with the profile dimension. We also looked at some skills and attitudes that are required by students for effective practical work, as well as the marks range for grading students. As teachers, we should always be guided by the syllabus to help teach well. Thank you and see you in our next unit. Bye.